Cole Thompson, Roll Distributing, Fox KTM rider, and top Canadian rider from rounds 1 and 2 of the Monster Energy Canadian Arena Cross Tour. Here we are in London. Great weekend. Maybe that last race didn't go quite the way I'm sure you pictured it, but all in all, great weekend.
Yeah, no, it was up and down. Went 3-1 the first night and 1-3 the second night. So definitely good to get the ball rolling here in London. And then just in that last moto there, I went down off the start and had to work my way from last all the way up to third. But I mean, it's fast in the top 5. I think we're a good pack to be running in. And fortunately, I worked my way through the pack both nights, and it was good racing.
Now we see you ride outdoors all the time, famous for being very smooth rider, good throttle control, and then get you in these tight confines, right?
Yeah.
Some clicks, and man, you're aggressive.
Yeah, no, it was me and Hayes got into it a little bit last night and a little bit tonight. Just tonight, I think a little bit more. From my point of view, he was going to the outside line, and then last minute he clicked over to the inside. And by that time, I mean, I was coming in with my KTM 450 pretty aggressive, and unfortunately we hit pretty hard. And I think he thought it was me T-boning him, and all it was me going for the same line as him. And just unfortunately, he got the the worst part of it. And I actually broke my shifter off in that moto, and it took me till finishing, and then I realized that my shifter was broken off. Just a tight track, you only leave in second gear.
Yeah.
But no, definitely when it switches over indoors, I think a new person comes out of me, and I'm just ready to go. I'm ready to fight for those positions.
What is it, maybe take us through what it's like to ride a 450. I know a lot of guys maybe go 250 both classes, but you look comfortable on the 450. Didn't look like you were at any disadvantage to the 250, and I don't know, like I said, smooth throttle control, and you ride that bike really well. Yeah,
actually, more so it's just, it's riding it aggressive, but not too aggressive. The 450 is a lot of bike, and then putting it on a 20-second track, 4 lanes, very tight, with riders all around you. You just gotta find that rhythm. And first night I struggled a bit with finding the flow, and then tonight I felt like I had it figured out, and bike was clicking, body was clicking, everything was working. Just unfortunately crashed in the first corner, kind of derailed my plan to get a one in the clash again. And then like I said, it's just gotta be smoother and figure out my starts a little bit more.
With the amateur program here, there's a good contingent of amateur riders from Southern Ontario. A lot of them maybe first time riding arena cross. For the viewers at home, you've ridden arena cross, tight stuff all your life. You have track in your backyard, right? You're very accustomed to it. Maybe what's a couple pointers you can give to the kids at home to maybe help them adapt to this new and intense racing?
For me, I mean, I've always had the advantage of growing up on a supercross track, but I know even for myself, I go out and you can set up as simple as just a corner track with that quick back and forth, that a little bit tighter and not so fast, and just practice just corners alone. I know a lot of people forget to do that, and I think the biggest thing is being around a group. For amateurs, they're not used to being that close together. You get out on a track like Bolton, for instance, and you watch after the first 2 corners, everybody's got their position, and then it's pretty much just as they pick guys off. Where here, no matter if you're first or you're last, you're within the same lane and within 3 seconds of each other. So you got to get more comfortable with just being able to be around that close of riders. And yeah, it's bumping, but it's not high-speed contact like it would be on an outdoor track where you're colliding at 3rd gear wide open down a straightaway. Second gear, just touching, bumping a little bit here and there.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's great advice. And like I said, it's great to see such a good number of kids out here, and I hope we see even more in a couple weeks. What do you think of this event? First time coming to London, first time the series has come up to Canada. It's your family series, but all in all, good spectator turnout, very professional looking. I heard a lot of great things from everyone about how good it looked, how good the racing was. You've seen this series quite a bit in the States, but how did you feel the first time?
I thought it went great. From a racer that has done Supercross and then done this series down south, I think it's cool to see it expand and come up to Canada. I mean, for me as a kid, I always thought it was cool to actually race back in Toronto, had a race cross back in 2005. And I thought it was the coolest experience as a kid to go out and have people watch me indoors, and I felt like a superstar as a kid. And the Canadian AX Tour allows that, that feeling of these kids get to go out and, you know, whether it's their family or friends, they get to show it, you know, right there in, you know, indoor stadium, and it gives you that Supercross feeling when you're there. The bikes are loud, the crowd's into it, and that's the coolest thing about this tour coming up to Canada. It's giving not only, you know, just kids, but even pros for me to race it and be competitive, and then it allows my season to continue while, you know, a lot of people after Walton's done, or, you know, the Canadian Nationals are done, they take, you know, 6 months off, whatever, before the season starts again. But for me, as a kid, I love racing, and I still love racing. That butterflies in your stomach, you know, that same feeling I love. I come out here and you get it, and the racing's exciting. I mean, you never know who's going to win.
It was certainly exciting to watch. What's next for you guys? Sarnia in 2 weeks. Are you committed to all 4 weekends, all 8 rounds?
Right now we're doing the Sarnia rounds as of right now, and then depending on how that goes, then we're going to try to see if the next 4 are possible for me to get a bike out there. I know personally, I think Sarnia is going to be a good one. I think it's going to be a lot bigger than this one. Being outdoors, and I'm, you know, as always, going to work hard and try to get back up to speed as quickly as possible this week, and fight for some more wins and stuff like that. So I'd like to go out west and try to do the same, but we'll just see how things play out next week.
Very nice, very nice. Well, we got you. Can you shed some light, maybe even a little more long term? January, February, are we going to see you in the Supercross in the stadium from the U.S.?
Yeah, no, the back where I love it. Back down south, racing the Supercross. That was my first thing after I finished outdoors this year, was getting back on a Supercross track, and then putting a deal together with KTM Canada right now to do at least the West Coast, and then maybe even do a few rounds of the East Coast on a 450 with the big guys. So right now, you know, just gonna keep plugging away on the bikes I have. I have 2 450s still, and gonna hopefully get to 250 soon, and then head up to California and be ready for Anaheim 1. And I'm excited just to be back in it, and you know, being off for 14 months of racing, and then to be back at it. I want to do as much racing as I can. You know, when I was away from it, I think I realized that that's all you live for is the racing. So when you don't have it and it's taken away, it's like you're lost. So I'm gonna do as much racing as I can to get ready for Anaheim 1, and then when the gate drops there, hopefully be back in the bike down south and give some Canadians some hope to cheer for.
Just hearing you say you're ready for Anaheim 1 just sounds exciting, and I know it sounds great for all Canadians. And how exciting would it be to ride 450? We saw how good you ride one this weekend. You ride one. We know the series, the Monster Energy Supercross series, coming back to Toronto in March to see Thompson line up Toronto Supercross. Now, boy, it would be a dream come true for a lot of fans.
That's by far the coolest part about Supercross was coming to Toronto every year, and it give me goosebumps, just the amount of people that would show up there with the Thompson or the CT48 or 52, whatever number I was running that year. It was crazy, just the amount of support. So that's what keeps me coming back to the series, and I know Toronto being back, it's definitely one of my to-do lists is to get a 450 and come up and be in the big class. And I mean, it's a tougher class, but I think with the right amount of time on Supercross, the great equipment that KTM Canada's been giving me, I think it's something that's possible to really the main event. People can do it.
Well, thanks for your time. Cole Thompson, Road Distributing, Fox KTM rider. Great weekend here, top Canadian. And that's it for rounds 1 and 2. Monster Energy, Canadian Arena Cross Tour, brought to you by Valvoline. And thanks, Cole. We'll see you in Sarnia.
Thank you. See you soon.